Welcome back. Here we are with the base division Pool C, and we are ready for round 7, 8, and 9, and then we'll be done with the base division. So today we already know 8 teams that qualify to the next division, that advance to Division 4, and today, now, we are going to discover the other 4 teams that will do. What do you think, Roland? Who will advance to Division 4?
Yeah, it's tough to say. A lot of teams still have a chance to qualify for the next round. But yeah, as you can see on the pairings, the most important countries to watch are of course the countries there are on the fourth, fifth, and sixth place. Those will be very exciting to follow since they will be on the border of who will qualify for the next division, of course. So we will take a look at those countries as well. I mean, it's always interesting to follow Cyprus. Cyprus is the big country to watch actually in this whole pool because they have been crushing it in this pool. They have, I think, won all the matches so far. And yeah, I mean, we of course have other countries as well. In this round, Haiti versus Cyprus is the most interesting pairing, I believe, because as you guys can see, Cyprus is number one and Haiti is number three. So that will be the main focus in this round for us. And
Yes.
yeah, do you have any idea who will be qualifying? Because yeah, it's all there are still so many countries who can qualify.
Yeah, I think you said perfectly. It's very hard to say as there are so many countries that have the possibility to qualify. So it depends really, really a lot on the last 3 rounds. And let's have a look at the pairings here we have next to it. You said already Haiti against Cyprus is for sure a big match. Is number 1 against number 3. So yeah, might be the match to follow. Is the match to follow, I think. And we
Mhm.
have also interesting match here, St. Lucia against Cape Verde. I guess it is important to determine which one of those 2 teams will really have a chance to qualify and which one probably will get out. So I guess is also this is an important match in order to qualify. And then for sure Libya Mauritania is also a big match between the current 4th and 5th team in the pool. So there are really it's an important round. It is an important round. So
Yeah.
we will clearly keep an eye on all the results, but we'll follow probably the game of Haiti against Cyprus in order to have an idea of the full team.
Yeah.
I guess it's a good time to remind everyone the format of this event.
Yeah, and that's my cue.
As you want.
Yeah, of course, of course. Well, what is the Online Olympiad? It is a truly worldwide event featuring 163 teams and over 1,500 players from around the world. Okay, so now the important part: teams are split into 5 divisions, and according to strength. And right now we are at the base division, which means that we are at the lowest division that is in this tournament. So that will also mean that 4 teams per pool actually qualify for the next division. And in the next division, there will be teams who can qualify for the next division. So Division 3, and they can qualify for Division 2, and they can qualify for the top division. And after all that, a knockout style playoff will happen in the absolute medal race in stage 2. So yeah, we've got a lot of action for you guys. And here's stage 2, the playoff with the preliminary round, the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. And there we will determine who will be the winners of the Olympiad and the medal winners, of course. Yeah, very exciting stuff. If you want to read it, there is more information, of course, on the website. We do have a link for that, like this. Do check the chat for that one. And yeah, I'm very excited to see who will, of course, qualify for the top division, but we aren't there yet because we now are at the base division. And okay, these countries secretly also have a way to come to the top division, although it's a long one, of course.
Yes, yes, clearly. They have to face base division first, then four, three, two. It's a long way, it's a long way. But yeah, let's start here. We have already the games. The game has just started. We have already some games. And we will try to find our Cyprus against. Yes, here we have. Here we are with the first board. I remember the name of Konstantinos because it reminds me of Constantinople. That was the capital of the east side of the Roman Empire. So yeah, I started in school.
Yeah, Konstantinos, I believe we are looking at board one in the match between Cyprus and Haiti. Let me check
Yes,
that.
sure.
And yeah, also let's remind everyone once again the ratings that you see behind the names are not their official FIDE ratings, either are their Chess.com ratings, and those are different from their official playing strength. So yeah, I'll try to keep you updated on that, of course. So let me start with this one. So actually, the rating of Konstantinos is 1996, and the rating of Kemily Germinal is 1997. So only one rating point difference, and so it will be a tight match according to the
Yeah,
ratings.
they are very close to each other. And here the opening is a French defense with queen e2. I guess it's like quite a tricky line that we saw in the last years.
Hmm.
I guess the d5 should be not so good. That's why they play queen e2 because the most natural move d5. Do you know why d5 is not so good? I honestly don't know too much, but I know that c5 is the right move here as black played.
Hmm. Yeah, well, the point of queen e2 is that if you play d5, that the e6 pawn is pinned. So if you play e takes d5, then black has to take back with the queen. And after knight c3, black will lose a tempo there. So yeah, this is not the opening that black wants usually. And yeah, queen e2 is therefore kind of a tricky line because if you cannot play d5, then you will have very different structures than you usually see in the French. So yeah, there
Yes.
are a
So,
few ways
guys, in
to.
bullet against sorry, Roland. I just got a brilliant idea that in bullet against the French queen e2 is the line to go because every player will pre-move d5.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, it would be a perfect bullet
Set
repertoire.
up. Yes. Now I have my bullet preparation against the French. That's good.
Well, there you go, everybody. You can expect Queenie 2 against the French from Alessia. If she's ever going to play this on her channel, of course. Yeah, everybody do follow her on the channel. You can see it under her camera. And yeah, give her a follow.
Yeah, for sure.
All
Also
right.
to Roland one.
Yeah, while we're at it, why not? Yeah. Okay, so Queenie 2, what's interesting is that Black is taking a lot of time to play c5. If that is on the board actually, yeah. So
Yeah, no, no, no.
e5 is normal because then you get to a closed Sicilian, but with queen e2, which is not exactly the main line there. So yeah.
Yes, let's move to the current position. Like this, we see how the game went, and as you said, it seems really, really a lot like a close Sicilian, where mostly white tries to attack on the king side. Instead, black tries to do it on the queen side. And what about,
Mhm.
yeah, as you said, the queen on e2 is a bit misplaced. I feel that sometimes also black plays knight d4, so might be that is a bit the system itself is maybe.
Well, usually you don't play knight e3 there. Usually you play h4, knight f1 to h2. Usually in that way you start attacking on the king side, knight h2 with the idea to play knight g4. It's also possible now to play knight g4, but after knight d4, the knight's attacked on e3 if you exchange on d4. So I was thinking maybe that could be harmful for white in some way.
Okay.
But okay, knight g4 on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so if black, for example, plays a move like f5, then the knight is probably going to go to h6.
Yes.
And there it is actually quite annoying for black. The knight is keeping a lot of pieces busy on the king side. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if it will go like that. If f5 will be on the board.
Mhm.
Um, yeah,
You could
seems
also
like.
just play a move like b4, a5, a4. Usually that's the way that black plays. Just white's going to go to the king side and black is going to go to the queen side. Yeah, very
Yes.
interesting play.
Yeah, we will see. I guess this game is really very open. I guess the Grandmaster Research would say dynamically balanced.
Oh,
Uh,
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
so let's. Oh, h5, h5. So not.
Not sure that I like that. I hope the black is not going to go for knight h6 and then king h7, because after knight g5, that will be disastrous for black. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And so after knight h6 is king h8 needed, I guess.
Yeah, and this is a very complicated position. The knight on h6 could become a weakness at some point, but it's also very, very annoying to play against from the black side. So I'm wondering if it's going to be a liability or a good piece on h6.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually the question. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're going to see that. Let's go to a second board. To another board. Okay, it's not the second word. It's not the second word. Okay, I gotta I gotta find new games. Yes, here we have.
All right.
So yes, Cyprus, here we have. And here as well. So this might be the second board. I see a FIDE
Yep.
Master with the white pieces, Paris, Clarides
Yep.
against Davidson, Gabriel. Any info about the rating here?
Yeah, so their rating is the FIDE Master from Cyprus has a rating of 2175, while the player from Haiti has a rating of 1915.
Mm-hmm.
So a 260 rating difference there.
Mm-hmm. All right. And here it was a Scandinavian with Queen d6. As we mentioned, we had in the previous poll, and we said that this Queen d6 is starting to be quite popular instead of the mainline Queen a5. And yeah, here White played the system with g3
Okay, yeah.
that supports also a move like Bishop c4, Knight e5. So this is what we have. Yes, we have a knight
Mhm.
there. That seems very normal, no? Quite.
Yeah, it seems to be quite okay. B4 is an interesting move to try and create some weaknesses on the queen side.
I mean, mostly, what is the standard the standard way to play this position?
Yeah, it's a hard one. I mean, usually you want to place a pawn on c4, but I like to play something like knight e4, exchange one pair of knights, and then play c4.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the ideas. B4 is interesting as well, because then maybe with b5 you can open up some lines and some weaknesses on c6. One easy way to defend this, though, seems to be maybe play b5 yourself as black.
Uh-huh.
You have to play a5 on the next move. Maybe that would backfire a little bit for white. I'm not sure if that's a good idea, but it looks kind of tempting.
Yeah, because this diagonal could become weak after b5, I would say.
Yeah, yeah. But on the same hand, after b5, you also have a very nice square on c4 for your knight. So
That's true. That's definitely true.
it could become a positive trade-off. It's at least something to consider. And otherwise, if you don't like that, you can just play a6 and see what white's gonna do.
Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. All right. So let's see how black is going to face this b4.
Mhm.
And let's move to another game here. I guess is already so dangerous.
Well, this is looking winning for black. Black's a piece up,
Oh, how? Okay, let's see how
and
this went.
and the pawn. actually.
Yeah, piece in the pawn up is
Yeah.
quite a lot of pieces.
Hmm.
So I want to see shortly how it went. Okay, the 4 knight, bishop c4, and we have this. Oh,
Ah, so yeah, we explained this already in a previous broadcast, I think. So after King G8 is King E8. Okay,
but
yeah,
king g8 here is the way to go.
yeah, and then H6, King H7, and then the king is
Yes.
quite safe on H7. Yeah,
Yeah.
on E8, it's a bit harder. Black cannot castle anymore, so you need to get that king to safety some way.
But
But
what is
still,
very important that why black has a great center here, the bishop here, and so this compensates fully the tempo that black has to lose with h6, king g8, king h7, fully
yeah,
compensated.
yeah, exactly. So now let's see how white lost all that material.
Why really?
Oh, if you
Oh,
play knight f3, then e4, I guess. Oh, that's how it went. So the g5 knight is actually under attack.
yeah. So basically, okay. Sorry. I guess that she played knight g1 probably. I don't know. It's actually not even a threat. I don't understand. It might be a mouse flip. I don't know. Might be. Don't know really. Uh, but it's very weird because you are not never going to put your piece at home. Mostly you try to go in the other direction, so to bring out pieces. So d3
Oh.
might have been a natural move here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's unfortunate. So just a hanging piece on g5.
Yeah, so and this is
Unfortunate.
the current position.
Yeah.
Black is still a piece up, no?
Yeah, so looking great for black. Yeah, I mean, the king is also quite safe on d7. Funnily enough, the king can simply go long castle eventually after rook d8 and king c8.
Yeah, yeah,
So not a lot of compensation either there.
yeah. So okay, let's go on. Let's go on. Let's see the second women board. Here, Alicia with the with the white pieces, and Theophan with the Theophan paw with the black ones.
Yeah, let me check what their ratings are then.
Sure.
Let's see. Alice Liu. Right. Let's take a look. Yeah, so this is board four of the match and board two of the women's division. They more or less both have around 1500 rating.
All right. So also here we have a fight, and it was a knight of defense with knight f3. It's mostly not the main line. Mostly the knight goes to b3, but it's also playable. I guess the idea is the idea h3 g4, or am I wrong?
You have different ways of play. One of the ideas is actually a new idea that came to play is actually knight e2 and then knight g3. Uh, yeah, the other knight actually. So after e5, knight d e2 and then knight g3. Yeah,
Interesting.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. That's one of the lines that is now becoming more popular. It's a very easy way to play for white. And knight f3, usually you don't see that very often because knight f3 is a move that you usually is combined with bishop c4, and then to try and get some domination over the d5 square. But yeah, here with the bishop on d3, it's a slightly passive setup, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see how white went on.
Yeah, so now black has total control over the d5 square, so there's not a lot of problems for black in this case.
So the idea for black should be to push d5 is possible, no? So maybe.
Usually not. Usually you want to try and get some action going on the c file, so knight bd7, rook c8, b5, maybe knight c5 to try and undermine the e4 pawn. Stuff like that. And yeah, d5 you usually don't really want to push because it does open some files or diagonals, especially for the bishop on d3 in this case. Yeah, d5 you don't see very often in Sicilians. Yeah.
All right.
But b5, knight c5, or knight b6 are all very common ideas too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try and attack. I really like black's position. This looks like a very good Sicilian to me.
Yeah, because white try to play f4, but here there is a knight between the pawn. So
Yeah.
so yeah, the knight would be better on g3. I agree with the new line of knight d2 or knight g3.
Yeah, and actually, there's also a funny line where the knight on f3 is rerouted to e3 at some point. Yeah, so that it can put some extra pressure on the d5 square. Yeah, so
Yeah, this knight is doing a long way.
yeah, exactly. So yeah,
Yeah.
but that's not really possible right now, and therefore, yeah, White is struggling to find a good plan here, I would say. Although White did achieve one thing, and that is that she is up 5 minutes compared to her opponent. So
No, that's true. This is also an important factor, as we saw. Time is crucial. And also, actually, in the next position that we are going to see, also here, black is in a huge disadvantage of time. So, yeah.
mhm.
And yeah, here we should have the black, sorry, the, the junior um, male board. We have
Yeah.
Angela Etienne against Chrysostomos. And what about the rating of these two players?
Yeah, there's a big rating gap once again. The Haiti player this time has a rating of 1995, and the Cyprus player has a rating of 1602. So almost a 400 rating point difference.
Mm-hmm. But I guess actually that black is doing pretty good. It just protected the pawn on f5 here, and now the pawn on c6 might fall.
Yeah, I agree. You would say that white is able to protect that pawn with the rook on a5 with rook a6, but black has rook b6 then at its
Yeah,
disposal, and so the c pawn might actually fall. Although after rook a6, I do believe there is a little trick in the house, and that's after rook b6. Rook takes b6, c takes b6, c7 is an idea because the bishop on d5 is under attack. But
but
if you play
maybe bishop
seven,
b7.
yeah, it should be more or less okay. But still, here after bishop c4, bishop g8, it's not 100% clear how the position is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think black is maybe a bit better. Actually, maybe rook b6 was a mistake in that regard. And yeah, because the rook on a6 is so awkward, actually, that maybe black instead wants to just start pushing the pawns, or yeah, with rook e8, for example, or maybe h6 and g5. But
But
okay,
no.
there you go, rook b6 on the board.
Yeah, you have rook b6. So we will see how this is going, if it's really going to go to advance in the way we saw. But let's move shortly to the last board of this match. Like this, we watched at all the game already once, and here is was another Sicilian, I guess. Yes, with bishop g5 at one point, probably.
It seems like it. Yeah, an opening with bishop b5 on the move 4. Yeah, yeah, what about this position?
I mean,
The
from the
knight on
material point,
h5 was
yeah.
attacked on, sorry?
Yeah, no, just wanted to say that from the material is equal, but that knight is misplaced, and so it seems like white will try to attack on the. I don't know if it should go, if we should try to push the g4 and h4 pawn, or if on the other end it should go with rook h a1 and try to push e5.
Yeah, the g4 attracts me kind of, but on the other hand, after h6, it's not so clear how white is actually going to proceed. It's a very logical move, g4. The move rook h e1 instead of the move knight e2 with the idea of e5. Then once again, how is white going to play after h6? That's the big question. But okay, never mind. White has played knight e2 in this position. Yeah, I'm wondering where the knight's gonna
What
go.
about rook d3 here?
Yeah, that it looks like a very nice
I
move.
like, because like this you can't play h6 because there would be bishop take, queen take, and there are mating threat. So,
Yeah.
and then you can slowly do basically whatever plan you want, because this rook is ready to join at any moment. Maybe also rook h3.
Yeah.
I think this can be could have been a good way, but
Yeah,
why
I
didn't?
like that move. Yeah, I like that move as well. Because the one thing that black wants is to more or less play h6. There's no other way to untangle himself with the knight on f6 and the bishop on e7. It's going to be really hard. And so if you can deal with h6, then you should be very, very good as white. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That's true.
rook d3 would get an exclamation point from my board.
That's good. But 92 was played, so
Yeah, 92 is a bit of a weird move because the pawn on e4 is now under attack. And white
might
needs to defend that one.
might be that white is starting his way towards the h5 square, but it's a long way, and black has time to play h6 probably.
Yeah, indeed. I think that h6 should have been played around against. f5 on the board, though. What do you think of f5?
Not sure. I guess it's not that great because after e5 might be that black is closing the position. Or
Yeah, after e5, I think that's what white wants, though, because now g4, g5 is becoming a very, very tempting idea. Because, yeah, with the pawn on f5, you can start breaking open the king side for black. So yeah, f5, e5 is I think more or less what white wants.
and so what is the best way to face f5?
Well, the f takes e6 is not yet a threat, so I was thinking maybe h6 once again,
Haha.
just to push the pawn, get rid of the pin on g5, and then just
Yeah,
yeah,
and
just
then
enjoy life. Yeah, so bishop takes f6 would be really good for black. Bishop takes h6 is g takes h6, queen takes h6, and knight h7. Yeah,
boom.
and or knight takes e4 perhaps even, and it's not so clear if white has enough for the piece there. It's always interesting to see if when these things come on the board, but it shouldn't be enough. No.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It looks always scary and dangerous, but should be under control.
Yeah, I agree.
And but we have e5 here. We have the move e5 on the board. Yet I also thought the first move I thought was this one. Probably with the idea to play d5 as well.
Yeah, it might not be. Yeah, maybe the best move actually here is just to play knight c3 back to prevent against this d5 pawn. Yeah, but the knight is going to g3, and probably with your idea, yeah, to go knight h5. But once again, what to do after a move like h6?
Yeah, that's true. That's
And
true.
probably white's just simply planning on sacrificing there. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
might be.
actually, after bishop takes h6, you can also play knight h7 first with tempo. Ah, no, you cannot. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, so g takes h6, queen takes h6, and then once again knight h7, I suppose.
Yeah.
Threatening bishop g5, and then it is kind of annoying. I mean, it's not like black is out of the woods yet after knight h5. After, for example, white plays h4, there are some ideas there. So
Which you mean at the end of the
yeah, at the end of the variation of the h6, bishop takes, g takes, queen takes, h4.
I know
Yeah,
h4 to prevent the mate here. Yeah,
yeah.
not the mate but the pin. Yeah, double
Then
attack.
knight and then knight h5, and that could actually become quite dangerous. Yeah, so okay, maybe not h6, maybe not the best thing to do, at least also practically, because black is very low on time
And something
as
like
well.
king h8 and rook g8.
Yeah, could be good. King h8, knight h5, I suppose. Rook g8, and now there are some ideas with f6. But yeah, it looks okay for black actually. Yeah, it looks very good for black actually. Yeah, you want to play g4, but that just gets taken.
But it's incredible that the engine you see here is
Yeah,
the
I was also really surprised of like, engine, what the hell are you thinking? You know? But
yeah. Maybe
yeah,
f6 here. Oh, f6 here.
but bishop takes f6. Ah, and then knight h5. Yes, yes. It's not because of the rook on f8, but
Yes,
because
yes, yes.
after bishop takes knight h5, the bishop on f6 is under attack. So, for example, if the bishop moves, it's mate on g7. Only move probably is queen d8, but then after rook f1, the bishop is once again under attack, and it needs to protect the g7 pawn, the
Yeah.
g7 square. So black's losing the bishop back.
Yeah. So there
Oof.
are tricks for white in this position. I mean, really, black has to take care, and black played queen b6. I would say a bit not caring at all about what is going on the king's
Yeah,
and the king's
queen
side.
b6. Queen b6 is a logical move, but I'm really scared of what white can do on the king's side. For example, knight h5 comes to mind. It's an
Yes.
interesting idea.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, now it's gonna get really complicated. I think black missed a chance somewhere.
All right, let's go back to board one.
Oh wow!
Well,
Oh wow!
if I find it.
Oh wow! All these nice positions.
Yeah, sorry.
So b6. Which board are we actually looking at? So
Actually, the
this is,
second probably.
yeah,
The
correct.
first one should be somewhere up. I will find it. So here we have an end game where, okay, I have to understand which direction our point goes. For me, it's confusing. So black point. Okay. White pawns goes in this direction. Black pawns
Yeah.
goes in this one. All right. So there are 2 pawns that are very near for white to go to promotion.
Yeah.
I guess a move like a7 would not.
It wins a piece, but you want to keep the pawns. You want to chase one of those pieces away. For example, with knight. Oh,
No.
that's nice. Knight f6, winning on the spot.
Yeah. So this is a GG. White won here. Okay, white should win here for Cyprus, as now a7 is completely winning. So let's move to another board. Let me see if I can find a board one. Maybe.
Oh,
Maybe.
wow. All these interesting games. So
Yeah.
much.
Okay, I found it. Yes. Yes, it's here. It's here. This is the first board of the match. And what a position. I can't. Yeah. There
What
are.
a position. It's black is to move actually.
Ah,
So black is already two pawns up,
yes.
and the knight can be taken on e3. Why is that not working?
Could also take an pawn here. I mean,
Yeah.
black can do whatever I feel like. So, okay. There is also the knight hanging. That's, I guess, the point. So, if pawn take, rook take.
Takes. Now rook takes b. E
I
takes
guess
two.
here.
It should be 2 pawns up for black.
Oh, actually, yeah, this maybe could
Rook
be
d2. Yeah, looks very good.
Yes, king f1. And so, yeah, black is 2 pawns up, so actually, yeah, it's,
This should be winning. Just f6, e5, push
yes.
those pawns on. It's
But we have this
GG.
3. That is also a
Okay.
nice way. Keeps a bit more pieces on the board, but this pawn is really extremely dangerous. So yeah, it's a GGO. And yeah.
I don't know why d3 though. I mean, what are you gonna do after a move like king f1?
Yeah, maybe just take here.
Maybe just take the pawn? Yeah, you're right. And then after rook a1, I was thinking it was trapped, but actually,
I can maybe push d2.
right
No.
now?
No, I mean after this, but not really because there is the knight. Oh yeah.
You
maybe.
can play rook c1 here.
Rook c1, yeah, this
Yeah,
is the best.
and this is simply 3 pawns up for black. So yeah, no, black is definitely in the driving seats, 2 to 3 pawns up. So yeah, this is looking really, really good. Actually, let me check which board we are actually looking at, this is board 1, if I'm
Yeah,
not
this is
mistaken.
board 1. And board 2, a short update as we expected, is a GGO for white.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I should mention something. As you see on the left of our cameras, you can see already the results between Aruba and Granada. Granada has forfeited the rest of the matches, so all the matches will be a 6-0 for the opponents in the upcoming round. So that's why we have 6-0 for Aruba there.
So
Yeah.
Aruba is resting and is preparing for the next round. Aruba is one of the favorite teams, so yeah, I guess Aruba is one step into Division 4.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing really, really well. And yeah, I cannot. It's hard to imagine them not qualifying for the next division. But who knows? I think they're not out of the woods yet.
Yeah. And
All right.
here we have the female board, the women board, and black is a pawn up, a piece up, but there is a bit of compensation at the moment due to those two pawns that might be dangerous.
Yeah. By the way, we're looking at board 3 of the match, so that means the top board of the women. And there is a rating difference there. The Haiti player has 1679 rating, and the Cyprus player has 1375 rating. So about 300 rating difference in favor of the Haitian player. Yeah,
Yes.
which
And King
is
G4 is attack. Where is the bishop going? Ah, okay, on E1.
E1. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then black would be simply a piece up.
Yes, which
Yeah,
is completely enough. I mean, probably can be an idea. Bishop e1, bishop c3 in order to attack e5,
yeah,
and I guess white is black is doing really great because, as we said, the pawn like two pawns next to each other are very strong. But as soon as the player with those pawns is forced to push one of them, a lot of square will be available, and the king will probably block both pawns and try also to capture one of both of them. So
mhm.
yeah, I mean, yeah, black is doing great here.
Yeah, absolutely. The scores are also quite interesting. The Haitian player has 3.5 out of 4 so far in the matches, while Leon
Yes.
is actually, this is her first game in the whole qualification.
Oh
So
wow,
yeah,
she's
but
new.
she's going strong. She has a 300 rating difference, but yeah, she doesn't care. She's just gonna win this game.
Probably yes. And I just switched to the second women board. Here black is a pawn down, uh,
Only
but
temporarily, it seems.
yeah, because that knight is having troubles. I think it has to go to a2. That is quite an ugly square, and now the
Yeah.
pawn on c2 will fall, and probably also the pawn on b2 will be on b3 will fall.
Yeah.
Oh, why this
But
move?
yeah. Oh, black is in huge time trouble actually. Well, huge. They do get 5 seconds increment per move, everybody, but still, it's not comfortable to play with so little time, of
Yeah,
course.
sure. I guess c4 now is the move to go.
C4 could be very good indeed, or move like knight c3 with a draw offer after rook
Yeah,
c5,
but I
knight
guess
a2.
that it gives just like a chance to.
Now knight takes b5. I think that's the Cyprus player is simply gonna that Alice is simply gonna try and win this. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess so as well.
because after knight takes b5, white is 2 pawns up. So yeah, there shouldn't be a lot of risk to keep on playing and seeing how this all goes.
Oh, and we
Yeah,
have some results. The last two boards are already finished. Here we have a draw in the junior male board. Instead, in the female, uh, oh, White one here.
Disconnection?
Yes, white one here by timeout.
Oh, that might be a disconnection. Maybe there was some internet problems there. Ah, that's unfortunate. So the
Yeah.
game was still full on in yeah, very, very interesting still. But after
Yeah.
knight h5, we both thought at least that white was having at least some pressure.
Yeah, this yes. It's very interesting, looking very good for white. And h6 is always dangerous, as white could at any moment sacrifice there. So yeah, white was doing good, and we saw also a lot of interesting line and interesting idea. We were analyzing a bit, so it was an interesting position. Pity for black to lose on time.
Yeah.
Actually, we have also a result on board too. White, yes, here
Yeah.
this we had already. White one is expected, but also on board one, and yeah, is black to one. Also here, I was nearly talking Italian.
Well, I don't mind. You can tell. We can talk Italian all you want, although I'll do my best to follow you.
Yeah, I was
Like,
saying
come
anche.
stai? Come stai? Arrivederci.
I w-
Spaghetti.
yeah, I
I
was
don't know.
saying anche. That means also. I want to say also here. Yeah, you're the player from Cyprus won. So sometimes this can happen. Uh,
Yeah, it's a long day. I'm probably gonna talk Dutch the rest of the podcast anyway. So yeah,
yeah. Okay, we have. I guess the match between Cyprus actually is over. So I think we just yes, watch the game that are still playing. Here is wait. This look like Fiji, but it's not Fiji. I know
uh,
Fiji is light blue. It's very similar, but in light blue. The flag, I mean.
yeah. It's which country? The Cayman
Cayman.
Islands, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, Cayman Islands against
Antigua.
Antigua, of course, Antigua and Barbuda. Okay, yeah, but that's 4-0 already for the Cayman Islands so far. They are doing very well against Antigua.
Oh,
Antigua actually also at the bottom of the standings.
yeah, I
Yeah.
thought we had the mate, the typical mate, but not. We need still to. If the queen would be somewhere else, this would be, for example, just to show this, because it's very nice. Okay, I also want to move the rook away. Okay, now we have to wait. I had to do a bit. I have to change a lot of thing in the position, but it's the very nice mate that.
I wish my wins were that easy. Oh,
Yeah.
knight f7, mate. Yeah.
Yes, so it's you see a lot in Chess.com tactics, and yes, so it's always very nice to see those kind of
Yeah,
mate. And once
it is.
I did it
Yeah. Wow.
on Chess.com.
Yeah, in blitz play you see those things very often. Actually,
Yeah.
about this position, white is 2 pawns up, has more coordination with the pieces, it seems. So the Cayman Island player is doing very, very well. Yeah, two
Yes.
pawns up, that's the most important thing. But also an annoying rook on e1, possibly a knight coming to e6.
Mm-hmm.
This is looking really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Let's see if there is something. Okay, here this game is not too interesting from the chess point of view, and also this is not too interesting from the chess point of view. So okay, let's stay with this game because it's still
Yeah.
a middle game, and yeah, now also black is threatening at least something.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely an annoying move to face. Also, with knight g4, you could take on f2 at some point. So h4 is a reply, but still knight g4 is a very annoying move. So, yeah, this game could be very, very interesting still, especially because of the time trouble situation.
Yeah, I agree. 35, 30, 33, 32. Second 31 for black against 51 of white.
Well,
So, yeah, we saw already a lot of roller coaster
yeah,
in the last rounds.
yeah.
So,
The last round was very, very interesting in Pool B. That was, yeah, that was very exciting to cover and to watch. Yeah.
yeah, Yeah.
By the way, we already have some results. So Mauritania won the match against Libya. That is actually quite huge. That means that Mauritania is still in the race for a spot in the next division, while Libya is going to have a hard time there. And Cayman Islands won the match against Antigua. 2 games yet to play, but the match is over, and the Cayman Islands won 2 points. Cyprus Haiti, Cyprus going strong once again, and Saint Lucia won the match with 4-2 so far. Yeah.
So yeah, I guess also Cyprus won the match, according to what we saw.
Yeah, the games were looking very, very good for Cyprus. It seems that we only have to wait for results, but it should be a win for Cyprus there.
So yeah,
Rook F3 looks good. You do have to take care of checks with Queen C8 and Queen C2 then. Yeah, this is looking very, very good for white. After Rook takes F1, the rooks can come in with Rook F8 and Queen G8 at some point.
But you know what there could be? Rook take, Queen G4, and white give check here.
I had a feeling you were going to say that. Like a mouse slip. Oops, Queen C8. I forgot about the Queen on G4. Yeah.
Yeah, but also the
Good
time. Also the time. I mean.
Yeah, this is looking. Oh, Rook F8. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh
no. No. Missed mate in 1. Okay. Are we gonna see another roller coaster like in the pool A?
Yeah.
I'm wondering. King H7, King F2.
Bring the rook.
We do get 5 seconds increment. That is a lot, actually.
Yeah.
For example, in Untitled Tuesdays, you get only 1 second increment.
Yeah, so it's quite frenetical.
Rook D6. Come on, grab the other pawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Now King F3 is made in 2, I think. Yeah, but not anymore if the rook takes B6. But still, white going strong, and this is actually the Cayman Islands versus Antigua once again. So if white wins, it will be 5-1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're also waiting still for the Cyprus games to update. Oh no, I have seen the results. The result is 4.5, 1.5 for Cyprus.
Yeah, yeah. So they will be soon updated, I guess.
Yeah.
And this game should be soon over, I guess. I mean, Wet could have done it a bit earlier with a mate in 1, but yeah, he likes to. White wants to keep playing, pushing all this pawn, promoting them.
It's like a predator playing with its prey before the final blow. Yeah, that's what it is. Because the blow is coming.
Exactly.
At some point. Rook C7, probably. Yeah. Let's go. But okay, 30 seconds left, so 5 seconds increment. This could take a minute or what. So yeah, we'll just have to wait.
Come on, push your pawn, go for it. Push the A pawn and then the D pawn and then the E
like
pawn.
Rook E7 here. Rook E7 or Rook takes G7. Yeah, why not? Grab another pawn.
What, you are going too slow. Just grabbing pawn. Push your pawn. Go for it.
We need to play with our prey. We need to show him who's boss. We need to, make him resign or something. Is it her? I don't know what these were. Christopher? No, it's both he's. Okay.
Okay, now D7. It's time to play D7. Then Rook H7. They take also the last pawn. I like to do that. And then start pushing. Start pushing.
Push.
Yeah, please. Come on. Let's start. Take that pawn. Okay, no.
That sounded like a pregnancy. How do you say a birth?
Ah, yes. Yeah, push.
Push. Okay.
Push. Yeah, a pawn will become a queen, so it's kind of a.
Just troll your opponent until your opponent resigns. Resign.
Push that pawn. Push that pawn. Still moving the king. Come on.
Oh well, yeah. So an update, everybody. Well, I see some questions about the ratings, so I'm just giving you an update. The ratings you see are actually the Chess.com ratings and not the official ratings,
Yeah.
the FIDE ratings. So the rating of
Oh.
Christopher Young is actually,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, 0. He does not have a rating yet, and Ashton Fearon also does not have a rating yet. So yeah,
Right push to make white push. Right push
yeah,
to make white push. It's nearly a tongue twist. Right
yeah,
push to make white push.
yeah. All right, we're just gonna wait until this game finishes. It should not take too long, of course. And yeah, let's take over one more time what happened in the results. So
Yes, sure.
Cyprus going strong with yeah, the score has not been updated yet, I see. But Cyprus actually won with 4.5, 1.5 points against Haiti. That was the big match. Cyprus going strong. Haiti still in the race for the top 4 spots. But yeah, this loss makes it, of course, a bit harder for them.
I'm just thinking, what about okay, not okay, now would be just a draw. But what about white losing on time for this connection?
Ah, that's something I keep forgetting. Yeah, this connection. We had some issues in the previous pools as well with countries losing connections and therefore losing their games. So actually, we saw this connection earlier with the knight h5 move, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, it could happen, or a mouse slip. A mouse slip is also keep stressing that there's always some hope.
Yeah.
So what is your motto again, Alessia?
It's never over until it's over. Definitely.
Exactly. So what Black is doing is actually following your advice.
Well,
So,
now I consider this position quite over.
uh,
But yeah,
yeah, it's kind of over. Yeah, I agree.
always what is important for yes, this for example might be a move that would lead to a stalemate. This kind of move is always important. Please give check. Always give check in those positions. No
Well,
matter what, give check, because the stalemate is a dangerous. But finally, we have the results. This was the last game, and here we are. We have all the results, and yeah, I guess just this game was missing, but we can easily, yeah, easily. I know it's already there. Wow, they were fast. They were very fast. It's already updated next to us on the other side. I'm always wrong on the other side. So,
yeah, you're right. Is the left to the viewers?
yeah, there, exactly there, there are.
Yeah,
But yeah, uh,
exactly.
yes, Aruba is a 160. We know, yes. Mauritania won. Yeah, won three and a half against, yes, 3.5 to 2.5. So it was a close match. Kmart, we just saw the last game. Finally, Christopher managed to bring home this game, and they won 5-1. Cyprus won 4.5 to 1.5 against Haiti, and last but not least, Saint Lucia won 4 against 2. Actually, this is really last but not least, because actually this is an important victory for Saint Lucia that now is okay. No, the scoreboard are not yet updated, but Saint Lucia will go to 8 points, and so will be very near to the qualification.
We are waiting for the standings to be updated. This is still before the seventh round. But yeah, you already have an indication of what could happen. So with Haiti losing against Cyprus, Haiti is still not in the close to the 4th spot. Uh, well, yeah, very close actually, but still some work to do for the Haiti team.
Yes.
Yeah, we're waiting for the standings to be updated, and it seems that they are. So we can now have a look again.
Yeah, and as we can see, Cyprus is leading by far, followed by Aruba. Cyprus has 14 points, so full points. Aruba is followed with 11 points, and then this what makes exciting this pool C. There are 4 teams with 8 points, so there will really be a fight between those 4 teams. Just 2 of them will qualify, and two
Yes.
sadly, yeah, will have to leave the FIDE Online Olympiad 2020 at
Yes,
base
and
divisional.
we have some exciting matches also coming up. Yeah, and these teams still have to play against each other, at least some of the teams at least. But okay, Cyprus and Aruba more or less already qualified. They should not be in any worries to qualify for the next division.
Shortly watching, okay, Mauritania, Haiti, St. Lucia, and Libya. Mauritania, Haiti, St. Lucia. No, we have no direct encounter for the next round. So, yeah, let's eat a break, guys, and we will be back in less than 5 minutes. See you soon. guys, sorry for the a bit longer break, but we promise you even a better show. So we are ready for round 8. We called all the participants in the meanwhile, that's why we were a bit in delayed. And we say, guys, go fire on the board, go for it. And they said, oh, yes, yes, we will do it. So don't worry, guys, we will have a lot of fire on board. And the round 8 should start really, really, really soon. So
Yeah. So we are back and ready to go at it. So let's take a look actually at the round 8 right now. So like the pairings, which pairings are the ones to take a look at?
yes.
So yeah, the ones that springs to mind is actually Cyprus and Saint Lucia, or Aruba versus Libya.
Mm-hmm.
Those are look like matches that are all about the qualification at the moment. So, but yeah, let's also, of course, take a look at the standings where we can see who is still playing for qualification for the next division.
Yeah, yeah. You see, as Aruba is playing against Libya, I guess, and Cyprus against Saint Lucia. So I mean, it's for sure critical to see what Saint Lucia or Libya. I mean, it's critical to see what the team with 8 points are going to do in the next 2 rounds. So for sure, one of these match, maybe as might be a bit more. I mean, as Cyprus won everything, might be that Cyprus, and also we followed a lot Cyprus, so maybe it's good to give space to other teams. So I would say that we see Aruba Libya, that we didn't, we were not following too much, so might.
Well, let's do it then. Yeah, sounds interesting. Actually, Aruba has a connection with the Netherlands, you know, because Aruba is actually, yeah, part of the ABC Islands, and the ABC Islands has
Mm-hmm.
been a colony in the Dutch history. So yeah, it warms my heart that we're going to take a look at Aruba
Oh.
because there's a connection with the Dutch.
Oh, that's cool.
Nah. But still, yeah, Aruba's second place, so they are going strong. Let's see if Libya can still play for one of the 4 spots to qualify for the next division.
Yeah, we have slowly but consistently new games. I know which one is the flag of Aruba, but I guess we still don't have the birds of Aruba, so I will try to. Yes, we got new game. So Aruba, where are you? Aruba, Aruba is here. So yeah, I remember Peter der Brink. I remember you.
Yeah, he's a 2180 player facing off against FIDE master Asabri Hussein with 2218 rating. So on rating, these two are very well matched.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I
Yeah,
see
so
that.
also, once again, a reminder, the ratings that you see on the board are actually the Chess.com ratings and not the FIDE ratings. I know I'm a bit repetitive, but yeah, just for the new people out there who just joined the broadcast. So those are the Chess.com ratings, not the official ratings. I'll keep you updated on the ratings.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a game.
Yes. Um, this position is in English, no? With this structure here, that is quite common actually in the English, and exactly white plays with the knight on e2 if you have with the fianchetto. And actually, I think there are a lot of ideas in this line for white. I think white can do something on both sides. What do you think?
Yeah, it's an interesting line. I believe it hasn't been played very often on top level, but it's absolutely a practical decision because usually the King's Indian players have got has put a lot of time on theoretical lines in the actual King's Indian, with where White plays the move d4 instead of d3. So this is a nice alternative positional approach from White. Usually you want to play f4, f5, and start some kingside attack. Yeah, which could be quite dangerous. Knight e8, actually a nice maneuver there, with the idea to play knight c7 and then b5, or either knight c7 and then knight e6 and d4.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And um, Yeah, what is instead black going to do in this line?
Okay. Yeah, so black played knight d4, which is now a bit different from the knight c7 96 idea. But the idea here is that if black would have played knight c7 instead of knight d4, then white actually could have pushed that pawn to d4 and white would have been better. So instead, knight d4 to prevent the move d4 for white. And one idea could be to play f5 maybe at some point, or b5 after knight c7, and yeah, just have a good position. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
this I believe that this position should be more or less okay for black somehow, but it's different from your usual King's Indian theory. So
Yeah.
that's what white is going for.
Yeah, that's good. So we will come back to this game in a while. Let's move to board two. Here we have El Nami Hashem
Ooh.
against Mr. Octavio Croes. Thank you for the easier name. And yeah, also here we have with this opening knight f3, c5, g3, d5, bishop g2, d3. It's like a King's Indian reverse, no?
Yeah, it is King's Indian reversed. And yeah, if black would have played e5, then it was definitely King's Indian reversed
Yeah.
instead of e6. But e6 is one of the main ways to deal with this setup with knight bd2 and e4. D takes e4, not the main line though. Usually you want to never take on e4 and just play short castle, b5, rook b8, b4, and just try to start an attack on the queen side. Yeah, so d takes e4, not what you see very often, but
Oh,
yeah, it's an okay move. It's not necessarily bad, but
yeah.
theoretically not the main move. Indeed. Yeah, let me also give an update on the well update. Let's mention their ratings. So once again, these are the Chess.com ratings that you see. Their official ratings are actually 1801 for Octavio Cruz from Aruba, and for Mr. El Nami, it is 1911. So a small rating advantage for El Nami there. On paper, he is the favorite.
Mm-hmm. All right, all right. And so that's the current position. As you mentioned, this idea, D take a4 is not so usual. But yeah, seems like a normal position. Actually, I play something very similar with black against a very strong grandmaster. I guess a young talent from India. As there are a lot of Indian strong players, I'm a bit scared about naming it. But I played in a Blitz tournament.
Right.
One of the very young guys. He's not Prangnananda, but is with the G starting the surname. It's like an
With a G. Yeah, I don't know. There are
maybe
so many youngsters.
yeah, Gukesh,
Gukesh,
Gukesh.
Gukesh.
Chatus
Thank you,
strong.
Max, for helping.
Yeah, exactly, Gukesh.
Yeah,
He
Gukesh.
solved the rebels. Yes. So and I lost very fastly in this position for black. I guess it's very easy to play here for white. I felt actually, and then I discovered that actually d take e4 is not the main way to go here. Yeah, and
It's still not bad for black. I mean, with b6, a5, bishop a6 perhaps, or just bishop b7 and rook a8. Black is more or less okay. I mean, there isn't really anything wrong with black's position, but yeah, to be ambitious, the other plan is more or less a winning attempt, while this is more or less an equal maneuvering game at the moment.
mm-hmm.
Okay, a4, yeah, normal move, nothing wrong with that. Bishop b7, and I'm guessing white wants to put a knight on c4, but yeah, that's just about an equal position. Not much going on at this point.
Yes, that's true. All right, so time to move to another board. Should be the women board. Here we have Samantha against Benashur Abrer.
Uh,
And yes.
So yeah, the ratings are non-existent for Benashir. She does not have a rating.
Uh-huh. So,
While Samantha has a rating of 1087.
so it's a small rating, but we don't know. We have no information about the opponent. By the way, according to the Chess.com rating, which seems that might be a balanced game, a balanced battle. They have really nearly the same rating. Yeah, let's see it. The position is also pretty equal. Was a gioco piano. Actually, I guess it's called gioco pianissimo when it's with knight c3 and d3. So so yeah, it's a very calm position. I was playing this a lot in the club when I just started playing chess. And then I found it was a bit boring, so I decided to change to other system. And
Yeah, the Gioco Pianissimo is actually a very common opening on top level nowadays. I believe they don't play it with knight c3 though.
yeah,
And yeah, because that leads to very symmetrical positions like this one, which are more or less regarded as about equal.
yeah,
Yeah, but the Gioco Pianissimo is a very, very interesting opening to play. So yeah.
yeah. So we will see. Is the round equal maybe to place a knight on a5? Trying to use the f file can be an idea for white. Or
Yeah.
maybe try to move the knight slowly towards the king side. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be an idea. Maybe knight h4, knight f5. It should be. There are some issues that black could maybe face, but the same is also for white. Actually, the f file, I would not have opened that if I were black. And white chose to play bishop b3 and not to take on e6, so closing the f file. And yeah, the f file could maybe become a potential, yeah, how do you say, battering ram for white to try and blast open the king side position.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I mostly actually I always played bishop b3 because I didn't want to give too open the f5 for my opponent, but probably as you can see
Mhm.
could be a chance also for white. Every move has advantages and disadvantages.
Yeah, well, actually, when I was younger, when I was just learning chess, everybody was playing e4, e5, and then like this. And one of the first tips that my dad actually gave me was to never take on e6. Yeah,
Yeah,
put
yeah.
the bishop on b3, and yeah, so that practically you will have less problems in your position. And it is really true. I still do that. So that advice, I took that by heart, and I'm still doing it.
Yeah. And
So
what is your father a chess player? What is his rating?
yeah, my dad is a chess player. When I was younger, he taught me the basics, and when I was yeah, when I got older, I surpassed him, and yeah, now I'm teaching him a little bit. And my dad has a 1600 rating.
Ah, okay, that's sweet. That's cool.
Okay, so yeah, not much going on in this game. I think we should maybe move on to another one and see what's going on there.
Yes, this is another game of the same match. I guess it's the second women board. We have a modern defense as an opening. Yes, and this is the current position. White just pushed on e5. Yeah, now I have the feeling that white is doing very good because the pawn on e5 is basically eliminating all the square for this knight that is on e8, and black is lacking a lot of space here.
Yeah,
So
and white can also take the pawn on b7, which looks very tempting to me. Yeah, yeah, the pawn is an important one, protecting all sorts of white squares, and white has the white squared bishop. So yeah, I would definitely like to grab that pawn.
couldn't be a bit risky, for example, after a move like d5 with idea of knight b7, try to trap the queen there.
Well, black does not have a white colored bishop anymore, so white squared bishop anymore. So the bishop, the queen cannot really be trapped on c6 or a6, for example, after knight.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, it shouldn't be a problem. I think that it would be a very yummy pawn for white to take with,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, give me some cream. I'll take that pawn. I'll eat that pawn. Let's go.
Yes. Okay. Let's
And
see if white is going to take that pawn. Let's see.
I think it should be. Yeah, it should be a really, really good move. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, e5 was a very strong move on the one move ago. Very nicely making use of the rook on d1 and the queen on d8. So, e5, very strong move there.
Yeah. Exclamation mark here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move to another game. We are at the junior board of this match. Here we have as an opening. Oh, this is the. How is called? How is called Grandmaster? Torre.
Okay. There you go. Yeah.
I guess there are actually plenty of names for the same opening. I mean, here I read Neo-Orthodox anti-Tartakov variation. I know it like the Torre attack. So, yeah, Max is saying, or as Danny would say, Tori. Why?
Sorry. Yes, yes. Because of another.
Because because Americans read the ending the E, the E, but actually in Spanish or Italian you mostly read E. So for example, my name is Alessia, and most Americans read it Alicia, which is not at
That's
all.
true. Might
Not at-
also be because we have Chess.com has a bunch of streamers, and actually there's this famous streamer, Gold Dusty Tory.
mm,
That is also a connection there. Playing the
might be.
and maybe Gold Dusty Tory is actually also playing the Tory attack
Really.
as a chess opening. So maybe that is also there. Yeah.
All right.
And then
So, yeah.
yeah, let's see what happened in the game because I'm pretty curious. And actually, I should also mention the rating difference because it's a huge one. The Libyan player actually has a 2037 rating, while the Aruban player has 1596. So, big rating difference in favor of the Libyan player.
But I have to say, I mean, here Bright seems like that the attack will soon lead to a mate. I mean, the H file is completely free for the rook and the queen, and yeah, it seems really great. Also, the bishop could take on c4 and then join. Already from c4, maybe we could see move like f5, or could go back to d3, support the knight to e4. I really like white position here.
Yeah, me too. Something went extremely wrong there. And actually, if we move a few moves back, for example, on move 11 after d takes c4, this is a nice example why it's a good idea to keep the pawns in front of your king and don't move them because the pawn on h6 actually is a target to open up some files towards the black king. So after a move like g5, white is going to have a lot of attacking chances on the open files of the h file and the g file later on. So yeah, something clearly went wrong in that in the opening stage there, and white is looking good, even though there's about a 500 or 450 rating difference. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
looking good
Yes.
for the Aruban
Yes.
player.
All right, let me close some games. Oh, we have a result for the last board here. This is the junior female board, and the game is in favor of the Aruba young lady that won with a knight's mate on d2, and was a London system, by the way, for your information. I see nowadays we see the London system basically.
Oh yeah, yeah. We see a lot of London systems played in the past few pools as well. Yeah, so yeah, Aruba doing great, and actually about that board for Aruba, Tamara Sakastagi,
Mm-hmm.
she's one of the big guns in the Aruban team. She has a very nice score of, let me check,
Of
of 100%. She has 7 out of 7 with actually one forfeited game. So that means 6 out of 6 actually. So yeah,
GG's
she's,
Tamara.
yeah, Tamara Sagastagi from Aruba. Doing great in this tournament so far.
Yeah, GG's Tamara. We are back now to board one where Peter is playing with the white pieces and Sabri with the black. So what
Board
about
one.
yes, board one? What about this position?
Hmm. It's a weird position. It's the knight on a4 is the first thing that comes to mind for me. The knight is totally offside. It cannot go anywhere. It's very badly placed. But for now, it distracts the rook on b8, which is now protecting the b6.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
both players have some weird pieces. Black has the bishop pair though, but yeah. For example, a plan that comes to mind for white is maybe to try and get a knight on b4 with knight c1, knight a2, knight b4.
Mm-hmm.
A plan for black might be to open up the position with either e5 or g5, trying to make use of the dark squared bishop. Yeah, but yeah, it's very complicated. So you do need to calculate moves like e5 and g5 to see
Mm-hmm.
how the positional exchanges occur. But yeah, I'm gonna say my cliche motto again. I think the position is dynamically balanced.
Yeah, and but there is also a cliche about the bishop pair. When I asked you a motto, you said something very close related to chess and in favor of bishop pair.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm a huge fan of the bishop pair. Yeah, so I'm biased. I would take black here uh, every time.
Yeah, I also would take black honestly because I guess that black has many ways to try to open this position, like g5, e5 as you mentioned. I like to move g5 somehow, and
Oh my crop, you like G5.
yes, I like it. And yeah, we will see how it will go on. Yeah, okay. Black chooses just for my personal curiosity. Yeah, G4
Yeah.
looks better. Or worse, sorry. So
Worse.
E5
Yeah,
looks
it's
better.
because also the knight on C7 can now move to E6, joining the party
Yes,
as
that's
well.
true.
Yeah, so yeah, uh, yeah, a very complicated position. We'll see how it goes. Maybe move on to another game to see how
Sure.
that's.
Here we have in board 2. And yeah, this was the position, this opening that was quite balanced. Yeah, I guess yeah, white pushed this pawn on c4, so I guess it would dream about having one knight on d3 most probably. Yeah, b3 could already get one here. Um, White on the other end is trying to do something on the king side. I don't know if f4 might be an idea. It seems quite risky.
Yeah, at 4 I'm not a big fan because of the possible pin on of the knight on e3 with a move like queen or bishop c5 at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be a bit weakening. I'm a much bigger fan of, for example, a sacrifice with knight hf5 or knight ef5
Ooh.
that ever works. It could be dangerous though, especially when time is running low. The black player has 4 minutes left, and a reminder, everyone, they do get 5 minutes increment per move, and the time control is 15 minutes plus 5 seconds per move.
Mm-hmm.
So there will not be a huge time scramble, although we have seen a few flags falling, and we have seen already some exciting play during time trouble. So even though there's 5 seconds increment, I'm pretty excited to see the time trouble phase in any case.
Yeah, sure. And actually, now that you mentioned this idea with Now Tai 5, I remember that in the Spanish there is quite a similar idea, and mostly the queen is on d2, but for example, in this position, white could bring the queen to c1, the bishop to h6, and then really knight at h5 becomes a concrete idea, because after g take, the knight can take back, and then the queen g5 is a huge threat. So this is exists in the Spanish mostly, where after against knight g3, that is the solid knight maneuver of the Spanish, black's play g6, and mostly white is going to put a bishop on h7, followed by queen d2, and sometimes there is this idea. So is for sure something to be aware of and to be careful.
Yeah, it's a very interesting position. I mean, for black, I would be very, very scared about a plan like knight f5. And in any case, if I could, I would place the knight on a5 on e6. Unfortunately, I can't, but that would be my dream. It would
Yeah.
be a long way to go, but yeah, I would be really, really scared. Although black also has an active possibility, and that's, for example, to play knight b3 and knight d4. And a sacrifice like that you don't also see sometimes. But in this case, I don't think it actually works. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the pawn on c4 will fall afterwards.
So,
In any
as I
case,
said yesterday, in the evening you're quite in the sacrifice mode. This is because you're eating probably some spice food as dinner, and you always suggest this sacrifice there.
she knows that I actually ate some spicy spaghetti just now before the broadcast. So yeah, you got me there. You got me there. I'm in a spicy mood.
Yes, let's move to another spicy position. Let's hope at least. Actually, it spiced a bit up. The queen is here. It was a quite a boring position, let's face it. Yeah, here instead, white has some attacking chance, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess.
it's like it. Let's see what the material is. The material, black is a pawn up, but white is going to take the pawn on e4 back most likely. And I don't see any tricks just yet, but there is some pressure on the center of black. So I think that after knight takes e4, for example, the d6 pawn could become weak. For example, with d
Yeah,
takes 5. So yeah, white is gaining some activity, it seems.
yeah, yeah. I like is yeah. Seems like there is nothing concrete yet, but for sure white has pressure,
Hmm.
and this is always pleasant to play when you can slowly improving, make a nice move, and black instead is a bit has to be careful.
Yeah, black definitely has to be a bit careful here.
Okay, let's
Okay.
see if there are other in other board, if we find something like this board. I like this board. Well, I like actually white here because as we saw, these pieces are not so active, I would say.
Yeah, those knights are not perfect. So I guess white actually took the b7 pawn in the position where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
White is a pawn up, and after, I guess, f takes or d takes e5, white is still in the lead to win the game.
And
Yeah,
you
so queen
guess
takes
it
e4.
right.
Yeah, pawn up, queens were exchanged. White still has the bishop pair, more space. This is looking brilliantly for the white player here.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
it's not over yet, though. I mean, for example, if white plays d takes e5, black has potential perhaps with a move like g5 to try and undermine white's pawn game with f4 and e5. Maybe not now because white has bishop c5 ideas, and
Mm-hmm.
there are probably some tricks in the center with c takes, knight takes d5 at some point.
Yeah,
And
wow.
yeah, stuff like that is probably in the position.
I saw
So,
that you're spicy today.
mhm.
You
Keep,
see?
you need to keep up. So
Yeah.
yeah, maybe we can show this on the board actually.
Yes, I like it. Okay, we should make a move for black. Probably protect this with rook f7, I guess. So,
Bishop
yes.
takes e7 now, I guess. Rook takes, knight takes d5. Tricks like this are in the position, even though, yeah, it works. Yeah, bishop takes d5.
Yes, and the rook on e8 and the king on g1 are there crying now. And regretting to be on the same light square, not the same diagonal, but yeah.
Yeah, same light squares. Yeah.
Yes.
They should
So okay, white has to no black has to be extremely careful because this position is pretty
be. Lots of
dangerous. And I guess the problem is really black is lacking some space. Doesn't
yeah,
have too much choice, and white can really play this move or this move. Maybe can play rook f1, try to do f5, or he can change on d5, or he can so many good moves. Probably
yeah.
also knight a4, knight c4, attacking the e6 pawn. Really lots of moves for white.
Yeah. Black is trying to go for d takes c4, knight d5, it seems, to try and get some nice square for one of the knights. So I think, yeah, the black player listened to you, Alicia.
Yeah, he wants a bit more space here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. And yo,
Okay.
let's go to another board. This is the second women board here. Yeah.
We are closing in on time trouble, though. The white player is down to 33 seconds. So the position was looking very, very good for white. Yeah, and just a reminder, the Chess.com ratings is what you see on the board right now, so not the official ratings. There's actually a big rating difference between the two, with a plus 500 rating difference for black, actually. Actually, and that's close to what you see on the Chess.com ratings, but mind you, those are not the official ratings. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I remember it was a very nice position here, and somehow the king managed to get in the current position a better place. Um, so I guess maybe white missed some chances because yeah, now there is not a real attack. I guess still white is doing good here. But is white a pawn down? Yes, white is a pawn down.
yeah, white's a pawn down. Yeah, but as you mentioned, white does have good compensation for yeah, for that pawn. It's hard to see how the g7 pawn will be defended. You could go all passive, for example, with rook g8, but I'm not sure that you want to do that. For example, after rook g6 and rook g1, it's going to be
Yeah.
extremely passive after king f8 and something that I would really not like to do. Black is extremely passive here, so
Yeah, that's true. I would like to get a knight on e5 or yeah, an e5 would be brilliant. So
yeah,
maybe white should start slowly to maneuver toward that square.
yeah, this is just looking very, very good for white. Yeah. So yeah, the problem with the pawn on g7 is big. Black needs to know how to
Oh,
deal with that, but this is actually what I was a little bit afraid of. The queen is now trapped on f6, and yeah, white saw it. So this is now looking pretty good for white once again.
yes, 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 definitely. Yeah, black needed this this square on f7, but yep, pity. I guess we have some results. Soon we will have our results actually also on this board.
Yeah.
But we have results on another board, so let's have a look. This is the first board where black players won here.
Mhm.
The position
Yeah.
was around equal, I remember. Something
Yeah.
went. Ah, yes, e5. Yes, we were here. And then, yeah, knight e6, as you said. The knight wants to play. Bishop d5, queen f6, queen b4, queen e7. It seems everything normal. White was attacking d6, black is protecting. Rook a e1, king h8. Seems
Mhm.
like players are doing normal moves. F take e5, bishop take a5. Okay, there could be already
Yeah.
something with f5. I see some possibilities here, and seems like rook g f1 is like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, the
completely
computer
bad.
doesn't like it.
Yeah.
F4, indeed, opening up the king side, opening up the king On h2, yeah, that's what you get with a bishop like the one on e5. It's just
Mm-hmm.
extremely dangerous. All the bishops are getting into play,
Yeah.
especially now because after f takes, knight takes, queen takes e6, the
Wow.
h3 fall, and white, yeah, righteously gave up in this pawn,
Yeah.
resigned. Yeah,
We were talking about bishop pair few moves earlier, and now we see that how powerful could be the bishop pair if you manage to use them properly. So, yeah,
and
that's.
yeah. And talking about results, we actually have some official results. So
Mm-hmm.
Cape Verde won the match against Grenada with 6-0. So, as we already mentioned, Grenada has forfeited the rest of the games matches, so they will all be lost with 0 points. And so Cape Verde with 6-0. Cyprus so far to 1. Haiti already won the match against the Cayman Islands with 4-1.
Yeah.
Tanya won the match against Antigua and Barbuda with 4-0. So actually 5-0 at the point at this moment. So yeah, they have won the match. And now, of course, Aruba Libya, which is the most interesting, it seems, at this point. Yeah,
Yeah.
although Cyprus and St. Lucia could also still be two
Mm-hmm.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this position is completely winning for white. White has lots of pawn, currently 5 more pawn. So I guess that as we mentioned in a previous game, white has just to yeah try to push some of them and
Just to push the
yes,
pawns. Push the pawns. Yeah. Yeah,
exactly.
you could do so many things here. And also white has much more time actually. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is looking looking good for Libya. So this match is actually really, really exciting at the moment. So 1-1 for nobody. It's just equal at the moment
Mm-hmm.
between the two teams. This is looking like a win for Libya, but we also saw Aruba having a few games where it was going pretty well. So
Yes,
I'm really curious to see who will win this match.
I want just to show everyone this. I shortly was looking other games and I saw this in this moment. So yes, I like this is what we want to see. Doubles attack, king and queen. Always do it when this is possible. And clearly here white is winning with the white pieces, and this is a victory for Aruba. So probably.
Yeah, yeah, most likely. So there you go, a victory for Aruba. The previous one we saw a victory for, uh, yeah, most likely for Libya. And what's this? This looks pawn up for white, opposite colored bishops.
And
Is
so
this
few
winning?
time. So few
Might
time.
be. No, it's not much actually because the pawn on h3 is the extra pawn in this position, but it's nicely covered by the pawn on g5. So it's kind of hard to make use of. Oh, rook takes g5. That's a nice bait.
Oh!
Oh, and it goes for it. No. Oh, it was such a nice bait though. Oops, I forgot the g5 pawn, but haha, no. There's bishop
Oops.
f4. I like moves like that. Those are so cheeky.
Yeah, that in time travel really this can be really really tricky. So
Yeah, you can
yeah.
hear him say like, "Take my pawn, take my
Yes, yes.
pawn."
Sometimes I do when I'm live. I pray for yeah for mistake for my opponent. But yeah.
Now it should be, of course, clearly winning for black, and also white is in big time trouble. Which board are we looking at actually? Amira versus Aymara. So let me check which board that is.
Second women born.
Yeah, that's the second women board, board 4 in the match. Yeah.
Okay, okay, this is now is pretty clear favor for black, so let's move to well, this is not less clear. Okay.
That was a mate in one. Aruba won another game. It's looking like Aruba is taking the match. Yeah, two
Okay.
wins for board one, for board 2 and 3, and they are now in the lead with 3-1.
Okay, let's move to some other matches. Might be some interesting endgames like this here. The pawns are going in this direction for white. I want always to remind, and wow, that's such an endgame.
I wonder if it's winning. I think white is definitely playing for the win here, but rook b3, a very nice move, which makes it harder for white to make progress because you want to push the pawns, but it's very hard to do so when the king could not go out on g3. That's why you need the rook on b3. But yeah, at this point, yeah, you
Oh,
need to take h3, and after that, it should be a
yeah,
very easy draw, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, it should not be that hard to. For example, rook b3, king d6, for example. Yeah, rook takes b6 is a draw.
Oh, maybe I just thought a way that maybe to fight a bit longer with white could be actually to give up this pawn, because and then white could play with the two pass pawn here, because this square is dark, so it's not enough to take one pawn, but black has to take two pawns,
Could
so
be.
might be a try.
I think it's quite easily defended by the rook. Yeah, I think you need a third pawn to make this good. Yeah, but actually, this is not a bad way because I think black really should have taken on b6 a few moves earlier. Yeah, when white played the move bishop d8. Yeah, king d6.
Now,
Now he takes b6 was a draw. Bishop
yeah,
takes b6, king g5, and
yes.
in the g4 pawn, and it's just a draw. So the position that we have on the board is actually a position that I was a bit afraid of from the black side, because you cannot, the bishop is not tied to the g pawn anymore.
Ooh.
But still, after rook b1, I guess you're gonna just play bishop f4. Yeah, yeah, well done. Rook c1 check is not a move anymore because of bishop.
Wow. Yes, the bishop is extreme multitasking, is avoiding the king to go to g5 and also
Yeah.
avoiding the rook to check. So next move will be queen, and here is a g. Oh, oh.
So that means 6-0 for Mauritania versus Antigua and Barbuda. A clean sweep for Mauritania.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you the question where Mauritania is on the map, on the world map?
Yeah, I guess it's good if you tell everyone where Mauritania is.
Yeah, do you remember where it is?
Do you remember where it is?
Yeah, it's an African country. It's actually a country in the west of the continent of Africa. So yeah, there you go.
Very good. You're, as always, you're extremely prepared. I'm always proud of the geography master Roland Pruisters.
Yeah, it's next to Mali and below the country of Morocco, for example.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay, this is a clear victory for white. Let's see if there are other interesting endgames. I guess this is not so interesting anymore. So let's see the very last. Also, this is not so interesting as there is a queen up. So okay, the position are going to, yeah, the games are quite clear, going in a straight direction here. Yes, we are going to have mate in 2.
Yeah, we're moving towards the end of this round. So the final results will be in shortly. I think we only have one more game to look at, and that's actually the one on the board.
Yes.
Yeah, another match, another between Aruba and Libya, it seems. And Aruba winning this game also. So yeah, Aruba has won the match
Yes.
with
Yeah,
4-1 already.
yes, we clearly know the 5 team that won. We still don't have all the results, but we know that Aruba won the match, Mauritania won the match, Haiti won the match, Cyprus won the match, and also Cape Verde. But this we know from the beginning because Grenada sadly won't be here for the last 3 rounds. So they gave forfeit in
That's true.
the 3
Yeah.
rounds.
4-1 Cyprus St. Lucia as well. We have yet to see the final results. I believe that the last game in that match is a draw. So that means 4.5, 1.5 for Cyprus.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm wondering how long will take. Oh, come on, Black, you should make a move. Black, come on, Black, come on. No, come on. No, you can't do
Oh,
that. Oh my god.
okay, okay. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. We've seen it so many times, disconnections all the time. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
this
it wouldn't even
is.
matter because, oh, it would matter actually. Because
Yeah,
Aruba
clearly.
lost this game on time, then it would be a 3-3 versus Libya.
Yeah, and actually, in the previous poll, we understood that every point matters. Come on, make a move. Oh, yes. Okay. Every point matter because in the previous match, we had at the last rounds really Liberia and Burundi were so close to qualify, and really Liberia qualified, but for half point in the individual points. So really, every point matter.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
here we have a nice weight on the board, so that's good. That's good.
exactly. Yeah, so okay, we have it confirmed. Aruba won the match against Libya, which is actually quite huge. Yeah, Aruba actually already more or less qualified, but it's a huge loss for Libya, who will have a hard time qualifying for the next division. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and we will get into that actually pretty shortly. We will check, of course, what the final results are and what they mean for the current standings. So we're waiting for the standings to get updated.
Yes.
And yeah, but actually, we still have, I think, a few big matches in the last round to decide who will qualify for the next division. So, everybody, the first four spots in the standings actually qualify for the next division.
Yes.
So, yeah, every loss is a big one, of course. Yeah, with Cyprus and Aruba more or less already qualified. So,
Yes, I guess we have the pairings, so we can get some information from them. I guess Haiti Mauritania might be an interesting match to follow as they were in the
mhm.
scoreboard. Yeah, fighting for the fourth place. So we will see.
Yeah,
Actually, we still don't have we still don't have a scoreboard updated, but we will have it extremely soon. And
yeah.
yes, so I
So,
guess I guess we maybe can eat a break and we will be back for the last round. We will show you the scoreboard. We will comment over the last round, and we will finally discover the 12 teams that will advance to Division 4. That will take place in less than 1 week. Next Friday we are already here commentating again for Division 4.
mhm.
So yes, let's hit a break and see you next round will start in less than 10 minutes. And here we are. We are back for the last round of base division Pool C, and it's really going to be the last round of this division. But before everything, it's good to remind everyone what we are doing and shortly talk about the format. So we are at the Online Olympiad 2020. Here you see the schedule. As you can see, is a huge event, a long event. It will last until August 30th. So yeah, stay tuned, take your seat, and be waiting before discovering who will win this edition of the Chess Olympiad. And 163 teams are in and over 1,500 players. What is very important to say, this is not an open event like the normal Olympiad is, but teams are split into 5 divisions according to strength, and into interdivision they are further divided into pools. And here we have an example of base division where we have 30 teams, 3 pools, 10 teams per pools, and the first 4 teams of each pool will advance to Division 4. From Division 4 to top division, just the 3 best teams of each pool will advance to the next step. So yeah, one last important feature, important to say, is that the teams are made of 6 boards, and there will be in every round 2 open boards, 2 women's board, 1 junior male board, and 1 junior female board. Very last stuff, and then we start with the round. Time control, 15 plus 5 seconds of increments. So yeah, Roland,
exactly.
What about the standings?
Yeah, the standings. I was actually also checking them. Yeah, and it seems actually, I think that everything more or less has already been decided. Yeah, Cyprus is through to the next division. Aruba as well, Mauritania as well. We are currently looking, of course, at Pool C. The other 2 pools were earlier today, and those
why Mauritania?
Already been decided. So let's take a look at what the pairings might offer and what they could mean to the standings. It seems to me that Libya has already been awarded 2 extra points because they were playing against Granada, and Granada has forfeited all their matches today. So that is a 6-0 win for Libya. The match that springs out to me is the match Haiti versus Mauritania. Those are 2 teams that are still playing for the final for one of the spots in the next division.
Yeah. So. Actually, I'm so happy because, as you mentioned, Grenada made forfeit, gave forfeit, so Libya will have 2 extra points and will for sure qualify to the next division. And we have a big match, an important match between Haiti and Mauritania, both with 10 points. So it's for sure the match to follow because they will fight against each other exactly for advance to Division 4. So I guess this is the big match of the round 9. So now, this is the typical question I ask in the chat, Haiti or Mauritania. So try to do your bet, try to guess which team will advance. And also the commentator will do the bet.
Oh, okay, I have to do let's see. So Haiti or Mauritania? I've never been to Africa, but Haiti is also a very nice country to visit, I've heard. But Africa, I mean, West Africa, that sounds also really nice. If I have to, it's so tough. I want to visit both countries, actually. But okay, I'm going to go for the Haiti Islands, just because I think it's a nice holiday vacation spot. Yeah, I have no preference. I am impartial. Right. What about you, Alessia?
We're gonna go for Mauritania. Just to have some fun. So here we are. So the game are ready. So I guess we will just go find where Mauritania is. Mauritania, yes, here we are. First board, I guess. Here we are. Gabriel Davidson seems like a name from the North European country, but yeah, might be.
Let's see. Yeah, this is actually board two of Haiti versus Mauritania. And the ratings are actually almost similar. They both are 1900 players, so this should be a very interesting game to watch.
Yeah, yeah, and so this is the first board, as you said. And did you mention the rating already? I was a bit distracted.
Yeah, this is actually the second board, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check again. Yeah, this is the second board, and the ratings were about 1900 for both. So this is an exciting match to watch, and yeah, because they are both equal in strength, at least on paper. Which position do you like better, the black one or the white one, Alessio?
Mostly in Sicilian, I always pick white because I play Sicilian just with the white pieces.
Mhm.
Not sure about this particular position. Yeah, because it seems also black is doing fine. He has solved, I guess, solved this problem. So yeah, but maybe still white. I like the white setup in the Sicilian. I'm a bit scared about moves like knight e5 and knight c4.
Mhm. Yeah,
Seems
yeah.
the typical plan and is quite active. Don't know if white should play f4 in order to avoid all that. Might be.
Might be. I'm wondering, well, then knight a5 and knight c4 is an option to try and get the knight to c4 again. I like knight d e2 though, more or less preparing that because if you now play, for example, knight e5, then it's actually not a bad idea to play b3 here since the c3 knight is now protected. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I was checking the standings because I saw a bit in the chat that they said that also Saint Lucia has chance to qualify. According to me, this seems not possible. I might be wrong, but I see that Libya
Uh,
is already at 12 points, and one team between Mauritania and Haiti will win the match, or at least they will draw. So they will get for sure at 11 points. So I think Saint Lucia has no chance to qualify. Maybe I'm
I
wrong.
I think I agree, but there's actually a very, very slim chance still. Wait, if I'm not mistaken, so am I? Wait, so what match is this? Let me check. I thought that if they would win 8-0 and Haiti would lose 8-0, that they would surpass Haiti, and then Libya also has to lose their match. And Libya is
But
playing
Libya
Grenada.
wins this match. Won already
Yeah,
this
okay,
match.
but those points have already been added to Libya, it seems.
Ah.
Yeah, so St. Lucia is the only one who still has a chance to be in the top four. So it depends on what Haiti does. If Haiti wins at least one game, then they're through to the next division. And St. Lucia has a very, very slim chance to still go to the next division.
Okay,
But
this makes everything more interesting. So that's good. That's good.
they do have to win 8-0, though, so that is a slim chance. But
Yeah.
yeah, a chance is a chance. Never give up, right?
Yes, never give up. It's never over until it's over. So until there is a chance, go for it. Fight for it. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, in this position, I definitely like black. So that is actually Haiti. So that's not good news for Saint Lucia. Because I like black because usually in the Sicilians, the white colored bishops are still on the board, and that's with the less space that black has. It's usually good to trade off some minor pieces. And so black has more maneuvering space. But what's also striking is, for example, the c file. Black is eyeing the c2 pawn at some point, and the knight on c3 is a bit awkwardly placed, protecting both the c2 pawn and the e4 pawn at some point. So yeah, positionally, I feel this is really, really good for black. But f4, the position is concrete. Black
Yeah.
first have to move the knight somewhere, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, so maybe we can switch to another board of this match because, yeah, let's remind to everyone, it's not just about one game, but it's about six board. So, yeah, we gotta have a look at all of them. So, here we might be in the first board of this match. I see two title players, FIDE Master against a FIDE Master, Mr. Lewis against Mr. CD Boydia. And here this opening was a Philidor defense. The lion variation actually, one of the favorite line of Ginger GM. Big shout out to Simon Williams that joined the commentary of 2 days ago at the last minute.
Uh,
So
Actually laughing because I said that St. Lucia actually has a chance to win if they actually can make it with 8-0, but there are only six boards. So
yes, yes.
okay, so unfortunately St. Lucia doesn't have any chance anymore. My bad, everyone. So yeah, but then actually I feel like everything is decided.
Well,
Uh, or am I wrong? Does Mauritania or Haiti, does it matter? I'm not exactly sure. Going to check the standings once again. In any case, the match that might be of some interest still is Haiti versus Mauritania. So we should definitely keep a track on that match.
yes, I think my vision is much nicer. I still believe that Libya will get two extra points, not don't know why, and that Mauritania and Haiti are fighting to qualify. So, I'm not sure if this is true, but it's keep everything more exciting. So
Yeah, we'll
let's go
see
for it.
afterwards. Yeah, we'll see afterwards. Um,
Let's go
yeah.
for it. Let's believe in that.
All right. So C3. So this is actually Haiti once again versus Mauritania. Haiti being the white player, Mauritania being the black player. Let's see what their actual ratings are. I'm gonna go to.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, I will say that this position is an opposite castle. White castle on the queen side, black on the king side. So mostly the way to go here is try to attack on the opposite side. And I guess that black is doing really well here. And as you can see, a3, the move a3 and c3 gives black a good target. So a potential breakthrough in the position might be the move c5 followed by b4. Probably at the right moment might be that why black will first play c5, then bishop e6, and then try to even put maybe a rook on c8, really prepare and go for it. Or might be also that he will just rush into it and play immediately c5 and b4 and try to open up everything and try to give mate to this king.
Yeah, it looks very, very good. Yeah, I totally agree with that there. Yeah, C5, bishop E6 looks like the first moves that you should play here. Knight on A2 is such a poor piece at this point. You might want to bring it to E3, for example, where it at least is doing something. But yeah, well, the most important thing is the weaknesses in White's camp. The A3, the C3 pawns are all targets for opening up the king position of White. And also there's a nice bishop on F6 already eyeing that be already the king side of White. The
Yeah.
queen side, but the king side position. So let's see the ratings. I checked them actually, and the ratings are about equal. Both players are around 2050, and both are FIDE masters. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the ratings you see on top of the behind their names are actually on the Chess.com ratings. I cannot stress this enough. It's there you go. Both players have 2050 rating.
Yeah. By the way, I want to remind to all the players to not listen to broadcast while playing because Black is doing this move that I suggested. So yeah, no, don't listen to broadcast while playing. It's cheating.
Yeah. Well, we of course have anti-cheating measures, so if that happens, then our arbiters of chess.com will be all over you. So
Yes,
beware,
guys.
close it
I'm
now.
I'm joking. This is probably not going to happen, and they are all in a Zoom call trying to check everything with all the webcams, audio. So I guess this is not going to happen. So
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, they are following your advice though. So they think the same as you. So B4 on the way, I would say. Maybe also move like D5 because the knights are so badly placed on A2 and C2 that you could also try a positional approach, maybe with D5 and trying to open up the positions even further. But yeah, I would just really go B4.
yeah, I
Just
think
maybe.
the move bishop b3 is a sort of preparation for that because pin the knight. So I guess here we will see b4.
B4, absolutely.
Yes,
No
we have.
B4.
Here we
There you
are.
go.
Here we are.
So Mauritania looking good. Once
Yes,
again, West Africa versus the Haiti Islands. And yeah, that is looking good for black here at least.
yes. Let's move to another board. This is the women board. We have Mina against Rose, and that's an endgame with same number of pawn, and we have a bishop against a knight. So white has a bit a weaker pawn structure, but mostly when there are pawns on both sides, a bishop is considered stronger than knight. So is this a case that Roland will define like a position dynamically balanced?
Hard to say. Yeah, so the one big difference is indeed the knight and the bishop. The pawn structures are also different, so oh yeah, I don't know. Rook b8. I'm a bit curious why she played that. And actually, this is indeed board free. The Mauritanian player actually has no rating, and Rose actually has 1679 rating. So yeah, I'm not sure what to make of it. Zero rating doesn't mean
Anything?
anything. For example, in the next rating list, she might actually play a tournament and have a performance rating of 2000. And suddenly she seems to be a lot stronger than the opponent that you see here. So
Yeah.
it's hard judging zero rated players. But Rook D2 also, I would have gone definitely for a move like Rook F5 there. They are playing very defensively both. So
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
I
if
don't
they
don't
sorry?
understand the sense of the last two moves with the rook. Mostly you try to put the rook in active places and uh, really don't understand the sense of ah. So
Yeah,
now we understand. Was it is a road to b1?
yeah, it's an okay idea. It's not the most active one, but it's certainly a good defensive one playing against the b4 break of black. But yeah, the one drawback of the rook d1 idea is that it's just way too passive. You don't have any active possibilities after that maneuver. So that is why I would have liked to grab the rook and just put it on c5 at some point. Just try to annoy black on the king side pawn structure. So, but yeah, this rook d1, rook b1, it's an indication for me that the white player would be okay with a draw. But I'm not too sure. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
but it could be. I don't know.
yeah. So let's see how this will go on. Seems quite equal at the moment. Might be balanced if dynamically balanced.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, let's move to
I
another
think
board.
I'm gonna say yes. It was dynamically
Yeah,
balanced.
thank you, thank you.
There you go.
Yes, here we have another board of this match. I guess this is now going to be the junior male board.
hmm
And here we have one extra pawn for black. But we gotta say this bishop is looking ooh bad. It means ooh, it means bad.
Let me see. This is actually board two. So yeah, white is looking extremely good here. Even though white is a pawn down, the difference in bishops is, yeah, black has a glorified pawn on b7, while the bishop on f3 has a lot more freedom to go where he wants to. What would be a winning idea here for white, though? How would you continue trying to make progress, Alessio?
G4. No,
I
not
should
sure.
not have
Actually,
laughed.
can be something in the air. Might need some preparation, but might be actually really an idea. Really. So
Could be. G4 trying to open up some space on the king side, maybe for the king at some point to run forward. You could also try to get the king towards the center more and then play queen d6, trying to go for a good pawn, bishop ending. But yeah, there are a lot of ways to continue here. Also, h4, h5 is an interesting idea just to
yeah.
pin down the king side. White has all the freedom at least. So the actual pawn doesn't matter, and that's because of the nice queen on e5 at the moment, I would say.
Yes. Yes. And also the bad bishop on b7, let's say. With a bishop
Yeah,
on this 5 would be a bit different the situation.
yeah. By the way, the grob is the opening that starts with one g4. I saw a question in the chat about that. So
Yeah, but don't
one
worry,
G-
that name knows what is the chrome.
yeah,
But you are very kind to reply.
yeah, why not? I mean, some. I also actually didn't know that it was called the grob. So
Oh,
there's
really? Wow. Yeah. Okay. Grab is 1g4. 1g4.
yeah,
That's good.
and yeah, and Alessia's playing it all the time. So there you go.
Yes.
Let's see. Do we have another game in this match?
Oh, this is
This
not
is
the same
Cyprus.
match, but this is the same match.
Yeah, this
And
is
this
the same
is.
match. Oh, Rook C7 is mate in one.
Ooh!
Can Black do something about that? Yes, one thing and one thing only. Rook
Check.
takes B3.
Rook take b3?
Yeah, because if you play check, then
Ah, yeah, that's
King
true.
H2, and then there's still a mate on C7.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah,
So rook takes g3 is the only move.
unfortunately. So this looks like a win for white. Yeah, clearly. Also, we have a nice theme today in this round. Bad knights. The knight on h7 is looking horribly there.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has so much space, so much squares to go to.
Yeah.
F8. That's all. So yeah, looking good for Haiti. So from what I've seen, it's an interesting match where I think both teams have some good chances to win games. Both teams have
Wow.
chances to win games, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
here Aruba lost 2 games against Cyprus. These were two games where first Cyprus where Cyprus won. I guess these are the two female board. So here we are. This game is going to be very good for white, I guess. A move like a4, a5, and then followed by b6, b7.
Yeah.
It's going to be, yeah,
This
quite, yeah, quite,
quite
quite,
yeah,
yeah,
destructive. Destructive. Yes.
quite intense, quite, I don't know, destructive.
This is
Okay,
looking interesting as well.
yeah.
Black is a rook up. Never mind. So this was the game
Oh,
that we were looking at, the Sicilian game. So yeah, Black
yes.
managed to trick his opponent into winning a rook. Okay, White's a move. Oh no, Black to move. No, White.
White managed to play bishop h4.
Yeah,
So
Queen F3, Bishop takes E1. So after Rook takes E1, Black wins an exchange,
I
and
guess
actually also
time will run out. Yes. I
so
saw some connection problem from Mauritania, but at least the position is also very, very hard at the moment.
yeah.
So,
It could have been a frustration, yeah, clicking away. Like for example, if you are so frustrated with your position, you usually click away the game in Chess.com, and then you automatically are disconnected from the game and you lose after time runs out. So yeah, that could be it. You could call it a rage quit, perhaps. That's sometimes also an option, besides mouse slips and yeah, computer mistakes like that. that is the difference with over the board chess. You have mouse
Yeah.
slips, you have disconnections, you have rage quits that are not possible. Well, have you ever seen a rage quit over the board, Alessia?
Well, I saw many stuff over the board. I saw people throwing pieces on the opponent. So you can call it a kind of rage quit.
I
It's not
guess.
really standing up and going away, but actually I saw also that. I saw also that not even signing, just running away. Yeah, but I saw stuff that I don't even want to tell because are for sure a bad example, and is not how you should act at the board because it's always important. Chess.com is also explaining is in his rule. You at the end of the game, it's always time to say GG's to your opponent. So always say GG, not
Always
just
be nice
rage
and
quit.
respectful to each other. Yeah.
Yes, this is important.
Hmm. Yeah. All right. Let's see. So Aruba has already won their match actually against Antigua and Barbuda. So they are cruising along, moving towards the next division for sure. 4-0 so far, 2 games left, but with 4-0, they won the match already.
Mm-hmm.
So congrats to them. They're moving on to the next division.
Yes. Yes, yes. GG. GG.
Or gefeliciteerd, as we say in Dutch. I'm sure Arubans actually speak also a little Dutch, so
How do
yeah,
you say it?
gefeliciteerd.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
congratulations in Dutch. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
there you go.
Yes. There we go. And what about this position? Is the position where black went very aggressive with c5, b4, and now the lines are open, but still the knights got at least a bit more active plays.
Yeah, it's weird. We were thinking that black would break through, would plow through on the white king, but it seems the white has stabilized. Yeah, it's not so clear how black is ever going to break through.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, isn't the queen just trapped on c4?
Oh, I hope not.
It seems like it, where the queen cannot go anywhere.
Oh my god. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, even after bishop a2, you can just play king a1 and the queen is still trapped.
Oh.
Yeah, so this went horribly wrong for black after having such a good position at some point.
Oh, this is terrible. No. Oops. Oops. Don't rage quit.
Oops, indeed. Yeah, no disconnection, please.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but okay.
Oops.
Trapped queens like these are so frustrating.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. But still, let's see what. Oh my. Yeah, it's hard. It's tough. Let's go to another board. Let's see what is happening. This was the end game that we were following. A pair of rook was changed, and now we have bishop against knight. In yeah, I would say now. Oh, yeah. Wishes. Oh, is black to move. So is there any way to save the pawn on b4? Guess not. Ah, yes.
No, but you can try and take the d4 pawn in return. So after, for example, king d5, king d3, if white ever takes the pawn on b4, then black's going to take the pawn on d4. So it should be within margin. But yeah, I like the bishop better than the knight at this point. So we were saying before that the position was dynamically balanced. I think white now has a clear advantage because the bishop also can work on 2 sides of the board, while the knight can only work on 1 side of the board.
Yeah.
So yeah, white has a clear advantage. Even if you take on b4, you can start running with your c pawn.
I guess now can be an idea to take here and maybe bishop f8.
Yes. After bishop takes b4, I have knight
To
takes d4.
yeah, because
And
after
after
bishop
bishop
here there is knight d6, so I don't like it. But maybe king d3 then.
king d3, black needs to push a pawn. There's no other choice. So f5, for example, and then after bishop takes b4,
Oh,
should
couldn't be a
should be
zuzwang here. Like, I mean, white has all the tempo that he wants with the bishop. No, no, not
Well,
really.
black can play g5, f4, h5, g4, start pushing those pawns, and it should be more or less okay for black. I don't think there's a swung here.
And if white moves just a king,
then king c4,
Uh-huh.
and also
Okay.
some problems there. So, yeah, I think black is doing okay. I think white needs to take on b4 at some point and maybe start trying to run with the c pawn.
Ah,
Oh,
this is the move. Ah, no.
no, actually, you got c4 here. King e5 and bishop c3.
Oh, okay. This is a nice trick. This might be a problem then for white, for black.
Yeah, so black needs to be careful. Maybe this is okay.
Ah, we had
Uh,
this. Uh-huh.
yes, knight e6,
Yeah.
and it's okay for
Yes,
uh,
now it's okay.
black once again. But still, the c pawn could be annoying for black. So, but knight f4, knight f4,
Yeah, knight f4, bishop f8,
and it
knight
should be a
e6,
draw. It
and
should be
should be a
a
draw.
very easy draw for black right now.
Yes.
Yeah, too bad. I think that white should have played king d2 and king d3, going for the variation we just had.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Alright, let's... Oh, wait! Wait, am I... Is this the game where... Ah, okay, but the queen is alive somehow.
Oh, the
But
queen is alive.
I mean, don't know how.
How did
What?
that happen?
Okay. Okay,
Ah,
okay. There was this move. So yeah.
yeah, that saves. Well, if you take the queen now, then black at least has a rook and a piece for the queen. So that makes sense. So it was not a full queen. Now it's just an exchange, it seems. Yeah. Oh, nice move. Hmm.
Wow, it
Okay.
seems so dangerous for white still.
It is, but also not because the bishop on e7 cannot really
Yeah,
participate.
that's true.
There are some tricks still, yeah.
Maybe f6.
Not a problem.
Not really. No. No, f6 loses b3 with check. Yeah, queen a2 and but now there is a mate threat. Okay, then f6 might be
Yeah. I want to play rook e3 then, perhaps.
h6. I like better h6 actually. Yeah.
Or nice.
Yeah. I think it's very good for white. I mean, there are just few tricks, but then
And rook e3 is an idea to collect the b pawn, and you can also play b5, trying to run with the b pawn.
yeah. No, it's too good for white. It's too good for white. This.
I like rook e3. Yeah, after rook e3, I think white should be more than winning.
Mm-hmm.
More than winning. How more can you be than winning? Well, just winning. Yeah, white
Yeah.
should be.
So let's move to another position. Okay. I feel like I have a great ability to pick up games in the moment where they make no sense anymore, because here white is
Oh,
yes
boy.
is two rook up. So guys, is a
Oh, boy.
TGO for white.
Yeah, for white. So that is Aruba, I think.
Yes. But here the position is still under control. Seems like quite equal at the moment.
Still equal, indeed. Yeah, I still don't think that black has any problems. You should not go for the pawn ending, I believe. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
it's a draw, but in principle, you should not do that because the
Yeah.
pawn ending can only be better for white.
Mm-hmm.
After knight c2 and knight takes b4, I meant.
Yeah, I agree. It's always important to the past and far away, so the past pawn, especially if it's far away from the other pawns, is very very strong, because my force the king to stay towards this area, and so the white king can just come slowly but consistently and grab all the black pawns, and then
Yep.
start to push, make a queen, and give checkmate. That's all the idea.
Yep. All right, so we have another result actually. Cyprus is now 4-0 up against Cape Verde.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can see it on the board as well. No, okay, so I'm running ahead of everyone. So Cyprus has won the match also with 4-0, meaning that they've won every match in this pool. So they
Wow.
are deservingly the number one in this pool. So the
Yeah.
fate appeared to them.
And guys, we are getting really near to the last games of this pool. We have just 3 games currently still going on. And honestly, two of them are quite clear. So basically, it's like we have just one game here. This game is completely winning for white. Is a pawn and a knight up in an endgame. All the pawns might fall at any moment when whites decide to capture them. So this other position is what we saw previously. White is an exchange up. It took the b3 pawn. Yeah, and yeah, black has just some more tricks, some extra check, but after rook c2 the position should be completely
Now just start pushing those pawns. B5, B6, B7,
yeah.
queen and mate. Yeah, it still looks good.
So let's stay at this endgame. Is I think is the yeah, the endgame where we might maybe see some some trouble, but might be just a draw. Might be just a draw. We can't promise any trouble, any blunder. I know that everyone wants to see, whoa, but might be that it's just a calm draw. And actually, the last game of the previous poll was really hilarious. And if you missed that moment, you should definitely go watch the VOD. Because yeah, we had really some hilarious moments, especially at the end. And yeah,
It was hilarious indeed. Yeah, the end game, it's still a draw. I mean, can we make this interesting somehow? Well, black can maybe start pushing the pawns a little. F4, g takes f4, g takes f4, maybe a knight g5 at some point. G4.
the drop.
Could still be okay. Yeah, after h takes f4, bishop f2. Should still be okay for white, but okay, you are allowing a protected passed pawn, so that could be a bit dangerous after, for example, king d5,
Wow.
then rerouting the knight to e5 at some point. It could, but
So
I still think it's
suddenly
getting hard. But,
is white risking here?
white is in a little bit of risk here, yeah. Oh, wait. King e4 now? And then f3, and then, or knight d3 and knight e5. This is looking, is this winning for black now?
Okay, 96, 95. Ooh.
King d4.
Okay, I gotta focus.
But knight d3 and f3 also looks interesting. Knight d3, bishop c3 though. I forgot about that one.
Oh!
Ugh. King d1 is knight f2, winning the g4 pawn.
Oh, and now
Also,
there
look
are
at
two
the
pawns.
time.
So
Look at
guys,
time.
no! Wait!
Yeah, okay. This is going to be one of those end games, I think.
But okay, now we can take the c pawn, no?
Yeah, but do you care?
Now king d5. Yeah.
Yeah, and now, yeah, this is looking.
I guess we called it. We called the blunder. We said no, might not happen. Don't was better than the previous poll. So now the players wants to show, hey, we can also make fire. We can also.
White still had bishop a5 there to claim the draw. It's too exciting for me.
Yeah, now it's two pawns. It's two clear pawns. I mean, g4
Yeah,
will
now
fall.
it's winning. Now it's absolutely winning. You could have played bishop a5 and bishop d8 to grab those pawns, but with knight takes g4, now black is suddenly clearly winning. So,
guys, it's never over until it's over. Never forget that. This is really the message that I want to give you. That I want to give everyone watching this base division. Yeah. Don't flag. Yeah, don't flag white. Don't flag. We want to see a stalemate on the board still.
there are only 2 games left, and this is one of them. So yeah, but this is easy. Just
yeah, this is very easy. I agree. And 5, 10.
f3 wins. Bishop takes g3, knight f1.
Oh yeah, but still there is.
Or there's more than one way to win.
Also, this wins.
Knight g2, trapping the bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over. It's over. And the king is too too much in the center to have 2-1-0-0.
I want to mention one thing. So we have a player in the team of Aruba. Aruba was playing against Antigua and Barbuda. And the last board of Aruba, Tamara Sargastagi, has won all her games in the sixth board. So
Wow.
well done for her. She was actually
Aruba, no? The sixth board, Tamara.
Tamara Sargastagi from
Yes.
Aruba. She was the big gun of the Aruba team in this pool. So well done for her. 100% score.
About this game, this is the very last game now. Checks are over, so I guess it's time for Black to resign, but not yet, because Black believes in the power. It's not over until it's over. So White is going, Black is going on. Some more checks. Yes. He believes.
I think Haiti. Oh wait, yeah. So the Haiti Mauritania match is still moving on. But okay, this is a clear win.
But this is over in few moves. So guys, the last few moves of this base division, we are going to finish this coverage where 3 intense days. Imagine, mamma mia. Imagine.
This is interesting, crazy. By the way. This is the decisive game. Mauritania and Haiti were both on 2.5 right now.
Oh.
So the winner of this game wins the match.
Oh wow, that's so cool. So, but White is clearly winning, but doesn't want still to win.
Queen f5, come on. Queen f3, f5.
Yeah, and this mating too.
Come on. Oh.
Yeah, White wants to make it longer.
Queen takes g4. Queen f takes. Queen 3 takes g4. Come on. Okay. Yeah. Queen h6. Queen h1. Come on. Mate in 2.
Oh, here we are. And now take with the Queen 1. Okay, maybe we have a resignation. Right. And guys, this was the last game. 3 queen of the boards. 3 queen on boards. This was slowly but consistently getting no stalemates, no. So we have a victory for the white player from Haiti. Yes.
Yes.
So it means that.
Haiti has won the match against Mauritania. And wait, what did we exactly say before this match? Like, you were rooting for one team, I was rooting for another. So how did that one go, Alessia?
Well,
if you remember, I mean, I can understand if you don't remember, but
no, I don't remember.
Okay, then let's forget about it. All right.
No, actually, Roland is too nice, but I want to be honest and to say that Roland bet on Haiti, I bet on Mauritania. So actually, this game was so critical. So a huge clap to our Monkey Chess. And so for this, he deserves an immediate 10 follow on his channel. So go there, follow his channel, because he won the bet, guys.
Everybody follow my channel. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we both did the same comment there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This was the end of Pool C, everyone. We are going to, of course, give you the final standings of the pool. I think the results are more or less very clear in this pool. And yeah, also the final results, of course, we're going to update you as soon as possible. So give us a few seconds.
I guess we have all the standings, actually. I have a preview of that. So guys, the faster player to write in the chat the 4 teams that will qualify to next division wins nothing. Go for it. Go for it. Do you think, Roland, is this a good incentives?
Well, if you win nothing, then yeah.
But it's honor, no? Honorable.
Okay. Yeah, well, you can win honor and glory and all that stuff.
Respect,
right.
respect.
Respect.
So,
Okay.
do we have all the results?
Oh, there is one. There are a few results missing, it seems. Actually, there's one more game going on, it seems.
No.
We
No, no,
just
no.
got a message, and
Ah.
we have a few results missing in some remaining games.
Oh, there is a last game, guys! The show is not over! The show is not over until it's over. It's never over until it's
Okay,
over.
so the reason is that they started 5 minutes late. We just got a notification about that. One
Ah.
more game, which is
Okay.
Teams Board 1 of Cyprus versus Cape Verde. So that is still going on, it seems. Am I correct? It seems like it.
Yes.
Yeah, Board 1, Cyprus versus Cape Verde. Okay, all that build up, and suddenly we have another game. We didn't know that there was still a game going on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
guys, we are waiting for this game to finish, and then we will be over with Pool C. It doesn't matter for the standings anymore. We will be shortly with the standings with you. But yeah, let's talk a little about this game. So this is board one between two players of around. Actually, the Cyprus player has 1996 rating, and the Cape Verde player, Mr. Miranda, has 1423 rating. So the player from Cyprus is the big favorite here. And how is he doing? It seems
Yeah,
that
I guess he's doing well. There is a king on a1 that seems in danger. Um, yeah, if black managed to capture, I think can even sacrifice a bishop on b2. So if bishop take b2 might be a threat. But I have to say, I see huge connection problem for white, and I see 9 second, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, make a move, 3, 2, 1. No!
well, all right. That was a big anticlimax, I must say, for the last game.
This was the final countdown. Let's
Go.
call it like that. Was the final countdown, and we got yeah, a last victory for the Cyprus player, and yeah, actually the last end was also a sign of base division, because we also have to say that what is part of this event is that internet connection is an important factor. All the organization is trying to be as flexible as possible about the disconnection. Mostly, as you know, on Chess.com, you lose a game after a few seconds. I guess are 15, might be 30. But I guess you lose a game very after a few seconds for this connection. Instead, in this event, the time will just run out. The only way where you lose on time is when the time is 000, like in this case. So, so yeah, but still, as is an online event, connection is part of the game, and they try to be flexible, but they cannot add time. Yeah, because would be simply not sustainable for the event. But yeah, we want that. What we hope for, at least for next divisions, is that the result would be decided by the chess point of view and not by disconnection, reconnection, and this factor, because
Yeah.
we want to see the best chess that we can have. And yeah, so let's
Yeah.
hope for the best for the next divisions.
Yeah, so talking about the next divisions, yeah, with this, we are now done with the base division. This was the last pool that we were looking at in the base division. And in the base divisions are the countries that have the weakest players, and some of those countries also have, yeah, could have some internet problems as well, of course. The further we move on in the divisions, so on Friday we will have Division 4, and the next week we'll have Division 3. And the further we move along, the less connection problems we are likely to have, most likely.
Yes.
So, yeah, Division 4 coming up on Friday, and also, of course, the schedule. You will see the divisions there, when they will take place. The top division and the playoff are the most important, of course, for this whole event. They determine who will be the winners of this Olympiad. So, yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
Shortly show card of the old of the division 4 5 4 3 2, and this is the top division where we see some big name like Russia, China, USA, Ukraine, and India. So guys, sign it on your agenda, save the date, because this we are going to see in the next month.
Yeah, exactly. So let's take a last look at the standings of Pool C. All that's what we all have been waiting for, of course. Let's see who qualified for the next division. So keep in mind the top four actually qualify for the next division, and those countries are Cyprus, Aruba, Haiti, and Mauritania. Gefeliciteerd to those countries. And yeah, too bad for Libya and St. Lucia. St. Lucia, good job of winning the last match, also coming to 10 points, but the tiebreak, um, the amount of games won, the individual games won, was in favor of Mauritania. So they move on to the next division. So congrats to them. And
Yes,
yeah,
big congrats to them, and we can really see that this division, this pool, was actually one of where there was a lot of fight, because we can see there were a lot of players, a lot of teams, sorry, with 10 points, so sharing fourth place. So just thanks to tiebreak, Mauritania is to advance to next division. And here we are at the end of this base division, where 3 days full of commentary, 9 hours of commentary per day mostly. So it was really a long day, but I have to say there were really a lot of nice moments, and I feel very happy to have done all of this. And I'm very happy for the team that qualified. Here we have the scoreboard of Pool A, Pool B, Pool C, and the first four team will advance. So we are going to see again Myanmar, Brunei, Pakistan, Oman, Lebanon, Qatar, Bahrain, Liberia, Cyprus, Aruba, Haiti, and Mauritania. So all these teams are going to be are going to join all the team that we see in Division 4. Here are all the flag. So for a total of 50 teams. So next weekend we are going to have a lot of games, a lot of fun, and yeah, Roland and me will be back for the commentary of Division 4. So yeah, how do you feel about next division?
yeah, of course, we're going to see all the countries back that you mentioned. And yeah, once again, congrats to those countries, of course. I'm very excited to be back on Friday, of course, with you, Alessia. It was a
Uh,
pleasure, of course, to do this with you. And I'm happy to do it all over again this weekend. So yeah, this weekend was Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So, and the next division will be on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We've already shown you the schedule. We will once again put a command in the chat if you want to know more about this whole event. And yeah, rest us to say thank you for all for watching, and we hope to see you, of course, in the next weekend. Is there anything you'd like to say again? A few final words, Alessia.
yes, I would like just to thank all the viewers that are here with us in the chat, that we're here during this event. And I clearly want to thank you, Roland, for helping me during this commentary. Clearly, the commentary would have not been the same with your knowledge of chess, but also your knowledge of geography. So keep
Yeah.
ready, because next division will be 50 countries, so you have to be aware about where every place is.
Yeah. All
So
right. Actually, I'm gonna take a few more words because we are going to send everyone to a really nice streamer, a Dutch streamer, Mr. Bigfoot. If you want to have some fun with a cool, entertaining guy and just have some fun, see him play some chess, then stay tuned, stay here with the raid and enjoy Mr. Bigfoot with his journey through the chess jungle. So yeah,
yes,
stay tuned for that. And rest to say, thank you very much for watching and hope to see you this weekend on Friday again for Division 4.
yeah. Bye bye, everyone.